This is the GoPro Hero 13 Black, and I'm going to show you what's inside the box. So on the outside we can see everything that's contained inside. It shows you the new optional HB series lenses. On the back it's got information on the apps which you have to download in order to update the camera in the first place. All the features, all the main features are listed on the side here, and we can see it's very similar to what was on the side of the GoPro 12. So the GoPro 12, a lot of the features are very similar. Main standout feature is that GPS has returned. So we have a GPS in this camera, which is not present in this one, but Hypersmooth is still 6.0. We now have a new HLG HDR video feature, which is not present in this previous camera. And one of the great features is this burst slow-mo. So at 720p, you can get 400 frames per second. Now, that also allows us 5.3K 120, which we cannot do in the GoPro Hero 12. So another nice new feature. Another thing that's new is we've got this lens mod auto detection mode. So if you've got any of the new lenses, when you apply that lens to the camera, it's going to automatically detect and adjust settings based on those lenses you apply. More about that later. The first thing you do is pull off that paper. And inside you'd be greeted with a sort of white recycled feeling box, and then you get your leaflets. So your camera must be updated before you can use it. Instructions on how to insert the card, the SD card, etc. How you use the sticky mount, and a QR code so you can learn more information about your camera. You get a whole rainbow of GoPro stickers, so all the colours. These are quite nice stickers actually, because they're a clear back, so whatever you stick these on you'll be able to see through and it'll just have the GoPro outline. That's quite nice actually. And you get white, black, blue and pink. Pro tips for best cold weather performance. That's really good information. And then you've got your instructions and product safety. Now, here's the actual camera. So, this is a change from previous years. They've upgraded the cable. So now, rather than the standard USB cable, like one of these are the old previous cables that you used to get. It's a USB to USB-C. Now, they've given us a USB-C to USB-C. You get your sticky mount, which comes in every GoPro ever. This is the curved adhesive mount, so you can stick it onto a helmet or something like that, so you can clip on easily. You get your battery. So you unwrap that, and then here we have the new style of battery. The slots are the other way around to the previous generation, so you can't use the older batteries on this camera anymore, unfortunately. There is an improvement to these batteries, so they are not the same as previous generations, so you can't use the old ones, but they do have more power, so they last for longer, and the new orientation of the contacts actually helps with the heat dissipation. So it's a good change, just a shame that older batteries aren't going to work. You get your low profile buckle clip. So that would, you lift this part up, that clips into there, and then you've got that safety aspect there, that rubber. It stops you from being able to operate the quick release there, so then you can keep something secured and attached to whatever you stuck this to. And then of course to undo it, you pull that safety catch up, and that allows you to then unclip. So they've always had kind of a quick release system. And then you get your screw, so you can attach the camera to this buckle clip. And then here we have it. In this part, information, your camera must be updated before you can use it. Yep. That's one piece of paper, two pieces of paper. Oh, we were going so well. There we go. Quite nice actually. So first thing I noticed straight away, which is really, really nice, is that the glass goes all the way down the front. That's really nice actually. Whereas on the previous generation, the glass only went down to there and then the logo was separate and popped out. So that is a really nice actually. It's flush and it's under the glass, so it's nice and protected. Another thing I've noticed is that the shape of the front mount here, there's a bit of a cutout there now. So I think they've made it so it's actually easier to operate this to take off lenses. Because I think they've realised that now with the added lenses, we're going to be taking lenses on and off more frequently. So that's really good. That works well. So you can see there's a blue dot there. When you're lining things up, you find the blue part on your lens, you put it up to that part, and then clip it into place, like so. We also have this heat sink here, which wasn't on the previous generation. There was just a sort of microphone port, which is now slightly adapted into the heat sink. And that works in conjunction with the new battery contacts, which are now here instead of there, to dissipate more heat. So that's one of the main upgrades as well. Of course, we also now have the new quick release system. Now, nothing in the box that has this new quick release system, but I do have a couple of bits to try out with this new system. So it still has the really solid buckle clip mount. So it still has this buckle clip mount that we've got in previous generations. So you can quickly clip things into buckle clips or what have you, which is the same for the previous generation. You fold down the fingers and then it goes in like so. Another option is the 1/4-20 mount right in the bottom here, but you may see a difference in this part here. So there's magnets there, which aren't present in this previous one. And those magnets probably have two purposes. They probably attract that down so that stays down and doesn't pop open, but also assist with the quick release system. So there's gaps here on the sides now, which were curved in the previous camera, and that's part of that quick release system. So let's have a look at turning this thing on. So the battery's going to go in like so. You know what? I'm going to get an SD card. So here's one of these SanDisk Extreme cards, recommended by GoPro. So we'll pop that in, close that off. And then now when we switch it on, provided it's got battery, it's going to start up. So there we hear those beeps, old familiar beeps, and the camera begins to turn on.